excuse me, for anybody that may be out here feeling as if you're stuck in a nightmare. I've been talking about breaking out of nightmares or waking up from nightmares the last few times, but I did not share what I did first. So, the first thing I decided was my life was going to improve. That was the first decision I made. And then I started praying about where I was and why things were not changing. And then it kept coming back to what I felt I deserved. And I didn't understand how powerful it was until I started working on that, seeing where I believed I didn't deserve what I thought I deserved, or where I felt what I felt I deserved. And so the more I started just saying out of my mouth that I deserve better, I deserve to be the best me, but I didn't have the people around and I didn't have enough resources around to make it happen. So when I tell you that I wasn't taking a lot of time in prayer, but I was sincere and I was like, Lord, I know my life is supposed to be better than this. And I'm grateful for my life. I'm grateful for everything and everyone you've blessed me with. I know that it's supposed to be more though. So this deep knowing, instead of just settling and then crawling under a rock somewhere and look at my wounds and woe is me and all of that, I start taking time to just imagine myself where the scripture that I was meditating on told me I would be, or where I would, how I would, excuse me, how I would be um, demonstrating what I was reading and what I was meditating on. So that's all I could do for a while was pray and then see a better life. Like, I have been dealing with so many different forms of nightmares over the years. It's like the image couldn't come to my mind. So I had to start just closing my eyes and then saying, I deserve to be in the best place. I deserve the best people. I deserve the best things. And that's because I always worked to do my best for people and to people. Of course, I made mistakes. We have all made mistakes. I just made sure my intention was to be right and do right, forgive people, right? So some of the decisions that helped me to start making moves when it looked like I did not have anything, when it looked like I did not have a way or the help or the people, what caused that to start happening, people to start showing up, ideas to start popping up for me, um, remembering things that I forgot I knew how to do that could turn into money, that was legitimate, that was not demeaning, that would not lower my morals and my values. And I would still feel that I was pleasing to the Lord. Those were the only things I allowed to be in my mind. And then I started casting out the thoughts that this was just my lot in life. I did not let those thoughts sit there, even though that's what it looked like. I kept saying, there is a way coming for me where it seems to be no way. Then I would take a walk. And when I tell you that this is all I could do, I went and got notebooks, started writing. There is a way out for me. There is a better plan, and I need to tap into that. I started getting really strong impressions to do certain things. before these impressions came to me to do certain things, to make certain moves. I saw who was around me that I could help. Sometimes it was strangers. Sometimes it was people I knew of. Sometimes it would be a compromise and just a life, a person to help me. So I'm telling you, I'm not just giving you what I read. I'm telling you what I have actually walked through. And the more time I had to reflect on how this wasn't the first time I had a challenging situation, and I got the wisdom on how to get out of it. And then I realized the last 3 years was the most miraculous, even though it felt like it was the hardest. I had to dig deeper in how much I deserved this best life, and I didn't have all of the answers. I focused on I deserve to be the best version of myself. I want to be healthier. I want to help more people, so that means I need more. Not for me to go and flash and show this and show that and act like I'm somebody I'm not. I started embracing the image that is in the Bible about me. If the Lord said he wished above all things that I prosper and be in health, even as my soul prosper, why am I going to sit here accept lack and poverty and nightmare after nightmare when I know I don't deserve this? And I know it's not coming from the living God. Why is this happening to me? And then after taking a long time to do a lot of generational curse breaking and going to the courts of heaven and sowing specific seeds and tithing, I'm like, Lord, this still is not making any sense. And I'm seeing people that don't even have a covenant with you living a better life. Why? He started showing me the biggest part of it was me deserving, me feeling and believing deep, not just casually, not just like 2 feet of water, shallow. And that's where most people are. That's why there's no change. So I had this full blown fledged thought I deserved better. But I had to take that thought and bring it from here to down here. And then I had to bring it from here in a stronger way to the pit of my belly. I did that by repeating sincerely and not superficially. I had to let go of guilt, shame, and condemnation. That was one of the biggest anchors that got let off or cut off. And I noticed before the physical changes started happening, I just started getting more peace, more comfort on the inside, more joy, more expectation of good that was coming. The more I held that vibration, that frequency, excuse me, because let me tell you the difference between a frequency and vibrations. Vibrations are the energetic pulse, is the best way I can put it. We have energetic pulses here in our head space, energetic pulses in our torso, up here, above our, around our breastplate area here, to like below the breast, and then the below in our abdomen area. These areas vibrating, they could be vibrating. Raise my vibration in each area and hold it for a longer time each day. That's all I could focus on. I couldn't attempt to do anything else. And it was a lot of stuff coming at me. But focusing on those things took care of all those other things and got me so deeply worthy, so deeply deserving on the inside. It started changing who was showing up, what was showing up, and what I could hear, which way I was supposed to go. So when I got to the next place earlier this year, it was to be for a short time, but I allowed myself to get drained energetically by this client and even the person that I was renting the space from. And it threw my energy off. It threw my frequency off. It drained me. So I wasn't in the same amount of alignment. And it appeared that I went from a nightmare to almost like what did you call that? A commercial break. So it seemed to be a little lighter. And then all of a sudden I woke up in a different kind of nightmare. It wasn't as bad, but it was still a nightmare because it started robbing me of the core energy pieces I needed to materialize, to transform my reality. I was living, what I was doing, what I was supposed to be doing. And so in between these time frames, when I realized that I was in that space longer, I I heard in my heart, go away for a week, then come back. Things got a little better, but when I was there for too many days or 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row, my energy, it's almost like I was getting holes put in my soul energy. So it was draining again. I wasn't able to hear as clearly. I wasn't able to focus as clearly. And then I started taking on some of this energy of the other person without having a lot of time with them. So I said, I think I did it 2 more times, went away, came back. So the last time I went away, it was for 3 days. And it was impressed my heart on the second day. Call them and tell them you're moving. I'm like, how can I move? I don't have things set up. How can I move? I heard move, right? So I called, sent a text message, said, okay, as of tomorrow, we're moving out and I'll be back within a certain time frame to get our things. Then I got the plan, right? So you're not going to have all the steps. The most critical thing, though, is to get deeper in what you are worthy and deserving of. Once you decide, once you make a decision, you will have the best life. That was the first thing I did. Before I could hear anything, before anything changed, I deserve. It was the decision. Since I deserve it, I will have the best life. And that's what I started saying. I refuse to settle for this. I decide to have the best life now. Then I started saying, I'm deeply worthy and deserving. I put my hand on my chest when I said, I feel like I'm worthy. After saying I'm deeply deserving and I'm deeply worthy, I put my hand on my chest. Then I said it. Then I put both hands on my bellies. And I said, I believe I'm worthy. I believe I'm deserving. And then I started writing just those sentences out. That got all three areas vibrating on the same. This is what alignment is talking about. It's not about always doing things on the outside, while that can still help, like putting brighter pictures, like different colors or scents, smells, noticing that you either get some kind of potpourri or something that has a fragrance, right? The candles and things have health hazards, so I don't want to suggest you to get a scented candle. But if flowers, right, might cost $12, but flowers, Okay, we're gonna hold on 1 second. I gotta block this skull 13. And I'm gonna pray for your salvation, skull 13. So just look forward to some very interesting experiences. Okay? Okay. All right. Okay. Now, we got that situation out of the chat. These are ways of getting rid of shame. Instead of attempting to focus on the lower frequency or the negative feeling or the fact that it feels like you're in a nightmare, focus on the best plan, the best version of you, the best things happening, right? Because energy goes where attention flows. Energy goes where your attention flows. So decide that you're going to have the best life. Even if you don't know exactly what that means yet, just say it out of your mouth. Decide you're going to be the best version of you. And then start saying that you are worthy and deserving. And then you're going to pay attention to something in your body that's going to feel like you're not. Say it again. I'm a certified massage therapist with a specialty in polarity. And we were taught some things in class about the electromagnetic field that every human has around them. And one of the most powerful things about the law of repetition is that you are pushing your words out past your energy field. But when you just say them one time, they bounce off and stay inside your energy field. They need to go out past that because they're already going in. But if you don't say it enough and that silent conversation is going on inside, you're not worthy, that's going on 24/7. That's why there's been delay or uh, nightmare after nightmare after nightmare. It's because that's what's vibrating on the inside. You're unworthy, you're undeserving, you're guilty, you're shameful. So when you say you believe you're worthy and you put your hand on your chest, you're making a deeper impression. Repeat it. Put your hands on your belly and say the same thing. I feel worthy and deserving. Then on your belly, I believe. Think, feel, believe. This is creating your alignment. The more you feel that way on each part of you, then you're going to hear the right steps. You're going to be at the right place at the right time, meeting the right people. The right opportunities are going to either walk up to you or you're going to go into them. And it creates a magnet in you for the best, right? You stop accepting bare minimum and mediocrity from yourself and anybody around you, right? But do that before you start trying to fix anything on the outside, before you just get up and go because you're angry or because you don't feel respected or before you do any of that, make the decision. And from that decision, get it all the way down into your being so that you're vibrating that from the crown of your head. And I hope that this helps somebody. I'll be coming to do something shorter about uh, breaking free from the nightmare. Because it doesn't take long, but it definitely takes actions. And this knowledge right here, you'll be glad you listened. And you'll be glad that you did this small work. It sometimes feels tedious, but it's worth it. Peace.